watching Sam TV.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable.
A Happy Sunday to all our viewers watching all over the world. We're sorry for the technical error. You're welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the Pulse of the Nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. Goodluck Jonathan wants weak governance, compromised judiciary halts Nigerians' global image. Troops dismantle bandits' hideout, arrest gun runners in Taraba, Plateau State. Joint security forces rescue kidnapped naval officer, 2 civilians in Abuja. On the international scene, Pope Francis makes first public appearance after hospitalization. In business news, extreme heat and religious fasting slow businesses in Nigerians' northeast. From the sport decks, Swan pledges media support for 2025 African Women Club Volleyball Championship. My name is Bridget James. Now the news info. Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has warned that weak governance and a compromised judiciary are damaging Nigerians' global reputation and discouraging investment. Speaking at the Hex Satumari Foundation's annual colloquium in Abuja, he emphasized that the actions of the executive, legislature, and judiciary shape the country's perception. Jonathan criticized judicial interference, stating that no investor will risk capital in a nation where courts' judgments can be influenced by political actors, addressing governance failure. He likened the situation to an Indian proverb about people pretending to be asleep, implying this knowingly avoid making necessary reforms. He also challenged the nation Nigerian's poor international image Nigerians due to cyber fraud, arguing that governance failure are a more significant factor, while reaffirming from direct comments on the crisis. He stressed the importance of leaders making sacrifices to ensure a stable and prosperous future. The colloquium also featured discussions on diversity, equity, and inclusion, with Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang and Kenyan Senator Crystal Asige, highlighting the need for stronger policies to protect marginalized groups, particularly persons with disabilities. In Gombe, a Christian cleric is calling on believers to uphold righteousness, reminding them of life's inevitable end. Speaking at Ekwa Good News GRA, during the Sunday service, the senior pastor, Reverend Apollos Hassan, urged the congregations to remain faithful to God. He also highlighted efforts by the church to support members facing transportation difficulties. Psalm TV correspondent Kamal Hamajo files in the report.
At today's Sunday service at Ekwa Good News GRA Gombe, the senior pastor Reverend Apollos Hassan called on Christians to embrace righteousness, reminding them that judgment and death await every soul.
Any message that concerns death, judgment, we don't want to hear that. But judgment and death is must, because man sinned before God and God has already made the verdict that judgment is must. In fact, finally, man must die. So where are the churches that are preaching, death shall not be your portion? They are liars. They are liars. In fact, They are false teachers because they did not concur with the scripture.
Speaking after the service, Reverend Hassan elaborated on his sermon, emphasizing the need for faithfulness to God and obedience to leadership, especially among the youth.
Today's sermon was based on the book of Jeremiah chapter 6. We have 30 verses in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, and I tagged it, God's judgment on sin. The kingdom of Judah, or people of Judah, were warned by God severally about sin. They should stop sinning, and they refused to listen to God. And Jeremiah, as a prophet, God raised him and used him to go and address the kingdom that someday God will judge them. Since we have a lot of verses in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, as I stated earlier, I divided the verses into 4 segments. Number 1, when you read Jeremiah chapter 6 from number 1 through 9, you discover that God addressed them about the besiegement of the city of Jerusalem. And when you read from verses 10 through 15, you discover that God spoke about the rebellion of the people of Judah. And when you read from verses 16 through 20, you discover that God spoke about the way they rejected his way. When you go to verses 21 through 30, you discover that God spoke about an invasion from the north. Whenever God is addressing a person, people, community, God wants us to be loyal to him. God wants us to live a righteous life, not wicked life. Just like the way when you look at the way we are living in this nation, some of us may claim that we are religious people. What is inside us differs from what is on our lips.
He also revealed the church's effort to ease transportation challenges for worshippers, ensuring easy access to church service.
Now, even from our church now, considering the kind of life that people are passing through, the hardship, we decided to look for buses conveying people to their area so that at least it will ease them about transportation. On that judgment day, when the Lord shall come, many, many people shall be disappointed. Some will be crying, some will be saying, oh, had I known, had I known, had I known.
From Gombe, Kamal Hammajo, Som TV News.
Troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wild Stroke, in collaboration with Sector 2 Operation Safe Haven, have dismantled bandits' hideout and arrested suspected gun runners in military operations across Taraba and Plateau states, according to a statement by Captain Olubodunmi Oni, Acting Assistant Director of Army Public Relations. The offensive was launched on March 22nd at Ahele, a border community between Karim Lamido, Taraba and Wasi Plateau State. The troops engaged the dislodged armed bandits, recovering a motorcycle before advancing to another stronghold. At a second location, which housed over 70 huts, the criminals resisted but were overpowered. Another motorcycles and international passports belonging to a suspected syndicate member, Muhammadu Dairu, were seized. Further operations on March 16th in Mararaba Donga, local government targeted notorious gun runners Irimiya Aboki and Tanko Adamu, leading to the recovery of 4 pistols, a pump-action rifle, and 6 cartridges. Though the suspect escaped, Troops continued their crackdown, arresting a suspected gun runners, Al-Haji Mansour Mohammed, on March 20th in Dongle local government area. He was found with 1.2 million naira, believed to be for illegal arm procurement, with preliminary investigations linking the funds to sponsors in Bauchi State. Additionally, troops apprehended a suspected bandit leader, Adamu Yakubu, alias No Money, No Guy, who was allegedly involved in multiple kidnappings and violence crime across Castina, Ala, local government, Benue, and southern Taraba. Report linked him and 6 others to a deadly March 10 attack on Nse Shika village in Castina, Ala, where 2 people A joint security operation involving the Federal Capital Territory, Police Command and the military has rescued a kidnapped naval officer, Lieutenant Cynthia Ako, and 2 civilians abducted from Mbappe, Abuja. The victims were taken on March 21st when armed men attacked the Maman Vatsa Estate Gate, blocked Mbappe Road, and opened fire on vehicles before abducting them. Following a distress call, security forces, including the police anti-kidnapping unit, the military, the Department of the State Service, and local hunters, launched a search and rescue mission across Mbappe and nearby areas in Nasarawa State, acting on intelligence operative Storm, a Fulani resettlement in Angwan, Mwazu, and Yelwa Hills in the early hours of March 23rd. Arresting 4 suspects and recovering 3.2 million naira, suspected to be ransom money from previous kidnappings. The rescued victims are receiving medical care at the Nigerian Army Clinic and are in stable conditions. Security deployments have been reinforced in Bape and surrounding area to prevent future incidents. While efforts are ongoing to track down other suspects, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested a 42-year-old Indian woman, Netu, at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport with 72 parcels of heroin disguised as chocolates. The drugs weighing 11 kilograms were discovered in her luggages during an inbound clearance of a Qatar Airways flight from Thailand via Vietnam and Doha. NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa highlighted the increasing involvement of foreign nationals in drugs trafficking and praised the agency's vigilance. In a separate operation in Kano, officers arrested Mikel Agundale with 50,000 tramadol pills concealed in a gas cylinder. Other seizures in Kano included 27 kilograms of Nshung and 424 bottles of codeine-based syrup in Lagos. Authorities apprehended suspects with over 168 kilograms of Shung, tramadol, cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine across Muslim Apapa and Ikotum. The NDLEA also continued its nationwide anti-drug sanitization campaign in schools and communities, commending the officers involved. Marwa urged them to sustain their efforts in combating drug trafficking. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has sued President Bola Tinubu over the suspension of Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the State House of Assembly. The president declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, citing recent violence, explosions, and vandalization linked to political crisis. Relying on Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution, he suspended the elected officials for 6 months, a move that has sparked criticism from political and legal groups. including the Nigerian Bar Association and opposition leaders. Sirap, in a statement on Sunday, argued that the suspension violates constitutional and international legal principles, undermining democracy and the rule of law. The group files the lawsuit at the Federal High Court in Abuja through 3 members of its volunteers lawyers. Network in Rivers State, Sirap's Deputy Director, Kalawole Oluwadare, emphasized that the suspension brutally strips citizens of their right to participate in governance, contradicting the Nigerian Constitution and international charters on human rights and democracy. The Gombe state government has reaffirmed its commitment to tackling illegal sand excavation and the vandalism of public infrastructure, warning that such actions undermine development effort and will not be tolerated. Addressing journalists in his office, Executive Chairman Bapayo Samanja emphasized the government's determinations to enforce urban planning regulations. Sun TV correspondent Kamal Hamajo has the details.
Government has warned against illegal sand excavation and vandalism of public infrastructure, vowing to take strict action against offenders. While addressing the press in his office, the executive chairman of Gosubda, Bapayo Samanja, revealed that several individuals has been arrested and fined for damaging newly constructed roads. He emphasized that Gombe has been recognized as a leader in urban and rural development in the northeastern state, attributing their success to Governor Muhammadu Inuwaya's transformation agenda.
What is happening within the state capital and other local government areas giving us some kind of concern. We have people who are cutting roads. That is, you find out that somebody will just go in a new road where a new road had been constructed. He will start breaking the culvert, and then he will also cut off the nylon tar that has been there. In the name, or with the name of making a slab, so that he can either park his vehicles or he can enter into his house or whatever it is. But the most important thing is that the slab people are cutting is getting too much now. With the massive development His Excellency is carrying out in this state, which is very glaringly seen. But unfortunately, along the line, we find out that some people, either knowingly or unknowingly, are destroying some very vital areas and some very vital parts.
Samanja also warns against illegal sand excavation in Shehu Abubakar district and called on residents to comply with urban planning regulations.
We arrested 2 or 3 people who are digging sand and soil in Bafo. And Bafo is part of the Gombe development area, you know, central development area. So you find out that if somebody can go to Bafo and start digging for sand or soil, that means actually he is trying to damage the major activity that His Excellency is carrying out. Likewise, we find some roughness, because it is getting too much to that one, about our street lights. In 1 week, you find out that about 4 or 5 street lights will be broken, and those street lights are very expensive. The actual thing is that Gombe is making progress more than any other state so far in northern Nigeria, if we look at it. I've gone to so many places, I've seen it. Recently, Gombe is given an award in northeastern state. That is, Gosubda is given an award as the best development institution in northeastern state. The award was translated to the governor, because the governor is the person who is actually working while we supervise behind the scene.
The government is stepping up enforcement to safeguard public infrastructure, urging residents to support ongoing development efforts. From Gombe, Kamal Hamajo, Sum TV News.
The Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, has arraigned 4 individuals before Justice Mohammed Maina of the Borno State High Court in Maiduguri over an alleged 50,000 fraud. The defendants, Mohammed Nuhu Babaga Namaru, Amadou Sel, and Alaji Male Ghana, face charges of criminal misappropriation and breach of trust. Nuhu was accused of misappropriating 18.9 million naira from an NGO, Action Against Hunger, while Maru allegedly diverted 8.5 million naira intended for purchasing tricycles. The defendants pleaded not guilty. The prosecution requested trials date and their remand in custody. Maru was granted bail of 10 million naira with 2 sureties, one of whom must be a relative or a traditional title holder. The court adjourned the trials to April 26, 2025, and the defendants were remanded in the Maiduguri Maximum Correctional Center. The Nigerian Institution of Surveyors has urged the Kaduna State government to establish the Office of the Surveyor General to curb quackery in the profession. The call was made by the chairman of the Kaduna branch of NIS, Surveyor Maikano Samson, during the commemoration of World Global Surveyors Day at Joy International College, Barnawa. Maikano emphasized that the absence of Surveyors General's office in the state has contributed to the proliferation of unqualified practitioners, leading to numerous land-related litigations. He stressed that establishing the office will help regulate the profession and enhance land administration. During the event, the surveyors also engaged with students promoting surveying as a viable career path. Former Registrar of the Surveyor Council of Nigeria, Winston Ayeni, underscored the importance of early exposure to the profession. Highlighting its vast opportunities, Ayeni described surveying as essential to development, noting that tools like Google Maps are products of surveying expertise. The principal of Joy International College, Oluwole Fapomi, expressed gratitude for the visit, noting that both students and teachers gained valuable insight. A student representative, Precious David, appreciated the initiative and pledged to make informed career choices. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has assured that his administration will exceed the project's internally generated revenue target of 600 billion naira for 2025, aiming to fund further developmental projects. Speaking at this investiture at President of the Enugu Sports Club, Mbah highlighted the state's ambitious economic growth strategy, which seeks to expand Enugu's economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion. Mbah emphasized the need to reduce reliance on federal allocations, noting that Enugu's IGR was around 25 billion naira. When his administration took office, he expressed confidence in surpassing the current 600 billion naira revenue target, citing it as a crucial enabler for development across key sectors, such as education and health care. In preparation for the 2026 National Sport Festival, Mbah pledged to renovate the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium and Angwa Sport Village while constructing a new stadium with aquatic sport facilities. Commending the efforts of the Enugu Sports Club leadership, Mbah acknowledged the successful remodeling of clubhouse and promised further infrastructural support. including asphalting the club's entrance roads. Outgoing club's chairman, Chief Nana Otowu, praised Mba's contributions, stating that his support helped revamp the main clubhouse, which was previously in a state of disrepair. Otowu also advocated for the establishment of a torn fund to ensure the club's long-term financial stability. During the event, new club patrons were installed, and Ifeanyi Nweke was announced as the incoming chairman. Chief Onyebuchi Namani, who chaired the occasions, and club trustee Chief Nia Obodo launched Mba's commitment to the club's development, with Mobodo suggesting the creation of a cinema or film hall within the club for educational purposes. The Delta State Sports Commission has handed over the Warri City Stadium upgrades project to Peculiar Ultimate Consult Limited. The official transfer was conducted by DSSC Chairman Onorude Oborewori in the presence of key government officials and stakeholders. Oborewori emphasized the urgency of completing the project unscheduled, expressing confidence in the contractor's ability to deliver world-class facility. He thanked Governor Sharif Oborewori for supporting the initiative and urged residents to back the state's infrastructural development agenda. Managing Director of Peculiar Ultimate Consult Limited, Adeleke Oradwuju, assured that the project will be completed within 14 months. He highlighted planned upgrades, including a multi-purpose stadium with 2 practice pitches, a main bowl, swimming and diving pools, and called for basketball, volleyballs, and tennis. The Commissioner of Housing, God knows, Angel, and Warri South Local Government Chairman, Wayimi Agbateyin, commended the government's commitment to sports development, noting that stadium would provide opportunities for young athletes. The Warri City Stadium, which previously hosted the 2006 Women African Football Championship and the 2009 FIFA Under-17 World Cup, is expected to become a premier sporting hub in Nigerians upon completion. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, has directed Nigerian Air Force personnel to intensify air offensive against bandits while ensuring civilian safety. The directive was issued during his visit to the Air Component headquarters of Operation Fasam Yama in Katsina and Sokoto states. According to a statement by NAF headquarters spokesperson, Group Captain Kabiru Ali, the order aligned with the force's civilian harm mitigation actions plan, emphasizing precision air operations. The CAS commended the troops for their commitment and urged them to sustain the momentum, highlighting air power as a decisive force in countering criminal elements and supporting ground operations. He reaffirms the importance of intelligence logistics and troops' welfare, assuring personnel of continuous support in these areas during his visit. He assessed operational aircraft, inspected infrastructure projects, and reviewed newly constructed facilities, including accommodation and hangars. To enhance operational efficiency, the visit comes amidst intensified military efforts to combat banditry and restore security in the Northwest region. The CAS presence was seen as a morale booster, reinforcing the strategic importance of sustained air operations in Nigeria's counter-insurgency efforts. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced the temporary closure of Samuel Ladoke Akitola Airport in Ibadan, Oyo State, to facilitate expensive upgrades work. Fund Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Abiogele Ora, confirms the federal government's approval of the closure in a statement on Sunday. The upgrade is part of the Oyo State government's initiative to transform the airport from a domestic to an international facility. Consequently, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency has closed the runway and suspended operations in line with International Civil Aviation Organization's regulation. FAN emphasized that the closure was necessary to ensure passengers and personnel safety while meeting aviation safety standards. The Edo State Executive Council has approved several major projects, including the renovations of public schools and reconstructions of roads across key local government areas. The announcement was made by Commissioner for Information and Communication, Honorable Paul Obomu, following the Council's meeting presided over by Governor Monday Okpeyolo. The Council ratified contracts in compliance with procurement laws and tender board certification, ensuring transparency and efficiency. Approval was also given for the purchase of 4 Hilux and 4 Prado Jeeps for the Edo State Oil and Gas Development Commission. Additionally, the government terminated 10 road contracts to standardize projects executions and accelerate completion to support education. The state approved renovation of several dilapidated public schools, aligning with its commitment to providing a conducive learning environment. The council also reviewed ongoing contracts, ensuring that contractors who have made progress receive payments while maintaining high standards. The Okpeyolo administration has pledged to sustain infrastructure and human capital development, demonstrating a commitment to governance continuity and project completion. The All Progressive Congress National Working Committee has extended the tenure of the Benue State Caretaker Committee by 6 months in an effort to stabilize party amid ongoing internal disputes. A letter signed by the party's National Secretary, Senator Surajudeen Ajibola Bashiru, confirmed the extension, signaling that the factional conflicts within the state chapter remains unresolved. The committee members received their reappointment later at the APC State Secretariat in Makurdi. Caretaker Committee Chairman Dr. Benjamin Omale expressed gratitude to the national leadership for its intervention, reaffirming that the committee remains charged despite oppositions from former Chairman Honorable Austin Agada, who continues to assert his leadership. Omale warned against any attempt to undermine the committee, emphasizing the administration's commitment to governance and stability under Governor Hyson Aliyah. The reappointment followed the expirations of the initial 6-month tenure and was attended by key party stakeholders, including government officials and youth leaders. The renewed committee includes Dr. Omale as chairman, Professor Bem Agwe as secretary, and other executives handling legal, financial, and organizational affairs. Honorable Francis Ejirohene Weaver, a member of the House of Representatives, has dismissed claims that a senator from Kogi State influenced the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and Presidential Gas Initiative's compressed national gas project in the state. He described the assertion as misinformation and emphasized the gas plant's location was based on economic viability and existing infrastructure, not political maneuvering. Wave clarified that gas projects fall under the House Committee on Gas and not the Local Content Committee. As some have claimed, he also reminded Nigerians that the Niger Delta to Niger Republic as pipeline was initiated during former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Highlighting that Niger Delta lawmakers did not oppose it at the time, he accused political actors of exploiting the issue for personal gains, stressing that the decision to construct 5 CNG plants in Kogi State was purely economical, while condemning attempts by the Kogi senator to take undue credit. Wave warned that such narrative misleads the public and foil political divisions. NNPCL had, on October 18, 2024, signed an agreement with A4E Energy to build a 100 MMSCF natural gas distribution facility in Ajaokuta with additional mini NLG plants launched in January 2025. The project aligned with the federal government decades of gas and presidential CNG initiative aimed at boosting domestic gas utilization and industrialization. Governor Ademola Adeleke has ordered immediate security operations to restore peace between the Ifon and Ngbobu communities in Osun State, following renewed clashes. In a statement issued by his spokesperson Malam Alawale Rashid, Adeleke directed the Joint Security Task Force to intervene and prevent further violence, expressing concern over the politicization of the crisis. The governor instructed security agencies to apprehend key instigators and ensure they face legal consequences. He also warned that his administration will enforce strict measures on the buffer zone between the two communities if hostilities persist. Additionally, he urged the previously established peace committee to revive negotiation and uphold the existing peace agreements. The Bala Wunti Ramadan Cup has commenced at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi, bringing together participants from diverse ethics and religious backgrounds in a spirit of unity and sportsmanship. Speaking at the opening ceremony, tournament's chairman Anas Umar highlighted the event's aim to foster peace and harmony while celebrating Dr. Bala Wunti for its contributions to human capital development and social welfare in Bauchi State. Organizers Usman Yau de Razo reaffirmed the tournament's focus on youth empowerment and dismissed speculations about Wunti's political ambitions, emphasizing his dedication to humanitarian efforts. The competition featured 8 teams and provided a platform for young talents to showcase their skills. Spectators and participants also partake in a mini iftar after each match, reinforcing community bonds. A spectator, Dauda Musa, commended the initiative for promoting unity and peaceful coexistence. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has announced plans to provide internet access to all communities within the next 9 months. Speaking at the launch of the first phase of the Umuahia Dedication Internet Asset Wide Area Network and Managed Network Services project, he emphasized the initiative's role in enhancing governance efficiency and institutional operations. The project, executed by IPNX, aimed to modernize service delivery through high-speed data transmission and digital infrastructure, including fiber optic cable installations across ministries and agencies. Otis stressed that digital adoptions will become a key criteria for career advancement in the civil service. urging workers to embrace technology. The initiative aligned with the administration's goal to fostering a digitally connected and economically empowered Abia state. The first rollout will prioritize urban centers before extending to rural communities, ensuring a more inclusive digital transformation. The Speaker of Adamawa State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Bartheo Wesley, and the majority leaders, Honorable Kate, attended a crucial legislative meeting at the Lagos Continental Hotel focused on harmonized standing orders for the State House of Assembly in Nigeria and the 2025 constitutional review. The event convened lawmakers from various states to deliberate on the unification of legislative procedures across Nigeria's state. The State Assemblies and the proposed amendments of the 1999 Constitution. The discussion aimed to streamline legislative operations, improve efficiency in lawmaking, and strengthen democratic governance at the state level. Lawmakers examined key constitutional provisions requiring updates to reflect contemporary governance challenges and ensure alignment with national development goals. The Adamawa State delegations, alongside their counterparts from the other states, contributed to shaping legislative reforms that will enhance transparency, accountability, and the overall effectiveness of Nigerian state legislature. The Nigerian Senate has constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged annexation of Nigerian mangrove and maritime terrorists in Cameroon. The resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance raised by Senator Basi Anekan of Akwa Ibom Northeast, highlighting the encouragement on affair in Bo local government area. Senator Asuko Ekfanshon, representing Cross River South, called for an amendment to broaden the motion's escape to include all disputed Nigerian terrorists, emphasizing that both Akwa Ibom and Cross River State are affected. He also referred the 2002 International Court of Justice ruling that ceded Bakassi to Cameroon, stressing the continued hardship faced by displaced residents. The Senate adopted additional resolutions, including urging the President to take necessary measures to secure Nigerians' territorial integrity. A 9-member committee chaired by Senator Jimo Ibrahim was set up to oversee the investigations. The rector of Kwara State Polytechnic, Dr. Abdul Jimo Mohammed, has praised the OPE digital service for its scholarship initiative, which aims to ease financial burdens for students in tertiary institutions. Speaking during a meeting, OPE representative, acknowledged the selections of Kwara Polytechnic as one of the 10 beneficiaries institutions as a testament to its academic standing. Dr. Mohammed urged OPE to extend its support beyond scholarship by investing in infrastructure such as hostels, classroom and ICT facilities to improve the learning environment. He also advocated for collaboration in agricultural initiatives to enhance food security and provide students with hands-on experience. In response, OPE representative Itoro Odo reaffirms the company's commitment to education and youth empowerment, stating that the scholarship program will provide 300,000 per section to at least 20 students annually for the next decades. Beneficiaries must be undergraduate students with active OPE accounts. The Bayelsa state government has reiterated its policy of not recognizing certificate from the International Institution of Journalism, an affiliate of the University of Maiduguri, for career advancement in the State Civil Service. Head of Service, Barrister Mrs. Biobelemo Oyema Charles, disclosed this during a courtesy visit by the chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Bayelsa State Council. She explained that the decision is based on policy guidelines that limit the acceptance. We're going on a commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Som TV.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC. The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call
Welcome back. Coming up next, we have the latest international business and sport news. In international news, Pope Francis made his first public appearance on Sunday after being hospitalized in Rome for more than 5 weeks due to bilateral pneumonia. Seated in a wheelchair, the 38-year-old Pontiff waved to supporters from a window of Gemelli Hospital, offering a brief greetings in a weak voice. The crowd outside the hospital and in St. Peter's Square cheered as they watched the moment on large screen. Following the appearance, Pope Francis left the hospital in a white flat, part of a motorcade over Leeds. 7 vehicles returning to the Vatican's officials stated that the remains in a stable conditions but will require at least 2 more months of rest. Going to business news now. Business in Nigerian Northeast are grumbling with the impact of extreme heat, Ramadan fasting and Christian Lent, which have significantly slowed commercial activities. Temperature have soared from 35 degrees Celsius to 44 degrees Celsius, discouraging movement and limiting sales, especially for the non-food products. Traders in perishable goods, poultry farmers and restaurant owners report declining patronage with erratic power supply, worsening the situation. Many businesses struggle to preserve goods, leading to financial losses. Poultry farmers in particular face high mortality rates among birds due to excessive heat. Climate experts warn that the rising temperature underscores the urgent need for climate actions, as prolonged heat waves could threaten food security in the region. From the sport decks, the Sport Writer Association of Nigeria has pledged full media support for the 2025 African Women's Club Volleyball Championship, scheduled to take place in Abuja from April 1st to 14th during a courtesy visit to the Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Bashira Dewale Adeniyi. Discussions focus on strengthening collaborations to enhance the tournament intact and promote volleyball in Nigeria. As the country's sole representative, the NCS volleyball team aims to improve on its 2021 fourth-place finish, leveraging home advantage to achieve historic success. The Nigerian Customs Service, the event's exclusive sponsor, has committed significant resources to ensure world-class tournaments, marking the first time the championship is being hosted in the region. Speaking on behalf of SWAN President Secretary General Ikena Okonkwo, commended the Customs Service for bringing Africa's premier club volleyball competition to Nigeria. He emphasized that hosting such an event underscores custom dedication to sports development. While SWAN is committed to providing extensive local and international coverage, FCT SWAN Chairman Kelechi Owudiwa assures that the sporting press in Abuja would actively promote the championship, reinforcing the relationship between custom and the media. Controller General Adeniyi expressed confidence in SWAN's role as a strategic media partner, highlighting the significance of the events beyond volleyball and reaffirming Customs' commitment to sports promotion. The SWAN delegations include FCT SWAN Vice Chairman Victor Okoye, Secretary Samuel Amadu, and Welfare Officer Johan Inwuchukwu. That's all for this edition of News at 9 from Psalm TV. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. Goodluck Jonathan warned weak governance, compromised judiciary hurts Nigerians' global image. Troops dismantle bandits' hideout, arrest gun runners in Taraba, Plateau State. Joint security forces rescue kidnapped naval officer, 2 civilians in Abuja. On the international scene, Pope Francis makes first public appearance after hospitalization. In business news, extreme heat and religious fasting slow business in Nigeria's northeast. From the sport decks, SWAN pledges media support for 2025 African Women's Club Volleyball Championship. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. I'm Bridget James. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe